unlucky for Zezinho. When these two matched up in Swiss, it was a 6-1 victory for Zezinho. Will it be repeat or revenge in our PS4 console final?
32 players travelled all the way to Paris just a few days ago via Swiss. Round of 16 quarter-final, semi-final, and now this console final. It will be Zezinho against Lukas. Lukas kicking from left to right in that Stuttgart kit. And of course, Zezinho recently putting pen to paper with Benfica of Portugal. Their only FIFA esports player, their first ever esports player. Could be 1-0 down, in fact, if it isn't for a mixture of defending there and a bit of a mix-up going forward for Lukas. And just a word on his opponent, Lukas. As we said, one of the lowest ranked players in this tournament. His first ever event on FIFA 20. Out of all the majors we've been able to follow so far. And I think you heard it from Zezinho. He said there's always a German in the way. No matter what tournament. It was Eisvogel back in Manchester in FIFA 18. This time, it's Lukas from Stuttgart.
How did Lukas get to this stage? It was a 2-0 win in the round of 16 against Jago. And then two back-to-back penalty shootouts. Once against Curta Dailo, the other against Principe in the quarterfinals and the semi-final to send him into the top 2 spot. On the other side of that, Zezinho has been a defensive masterclass from him. 2-0 win against Paolo Neto, his fellow countryman, in the round of 16. A 3-0 win against Oli Bolli, and then a 1-0 shutout against Maestro in the semi-finals.
All to play for now. You wonder what they're playing for. Not just a chance to be the PlayStation 4 champion here in Paris, but you will double your prize money. And of course, guarantee yourself 2,000 Global Series points, which could honestly be huge. We already know what Lukas has been able to achieve today. He certainly will have playoffs in the bag. It's a case of kind of look forward towards a grand final and getting a new name on that FUT Champions Cup. MS Dasari. It'll be the 3rd time he's got his name on that trophy in all its limelight. Chance for Zezinho to come forward now. Does come to nothing in the end, but it's been a while, Richard, since we've seen a PlayStation 4 winner.
I mean, we've never seen a PlayStation 4 FUT Champions Cup winner. The last time a PlayStation player won the big one was Mo Albert, beating MS Dasari, the FEWC Grand Final at the O2 in August. But you've got to go back a bit of time to get major PlayStation victories in tournaments.
Got a few seconds there to look at this team for Zezinho that we have to say has not conceded a goal in knockout football from the round of 16 onwards. As you said, 2-0 win against Paolo Neto in the round of 16. A 3-0 win against Oli Bolli. And then carved out a 1-0 win against the man in his own country, Maestro, to get himself into this position. Went for that killer pass, but a word on his team, Richard. Johan Cruyff being backed in there, Ronaldo, and of course the icon Ronaldo. And on the far hand side, it will be Mbappe making that 4-2-3-1 up in the attacking third.
Yeah, R9 is an out-and-out striker. I've seen a few people unconvinced by Ronaldo's attacking prowess and deciding to go with Eusebio instead. Cristiano Ronaldo is always going to be used in the squads. And Johan Cruyff, actually, the 96 icon moments, the +2 upgrade for the prime over the moments, and certainly awarding and rewarding Cruyff with a place in the starting 11s.
The corner played short, recycled pretty well to the edge of the box for Kevin De Bruyne to pick up. Eusebio to Virgil van Dijk of all people. Will he actually get a shot away in the end? Virgil van Dijk on the opposing side will stand strong. And I definitely feel like there hasn't been the credit that, that's been given out to Lukas. Didn't get to this final by pure fluke or luck. Yes, he went through a penalty shootout in a very tight contested game, but he still held Principe to a 3-3 draw across 2 legs.
I think it's just the way that he's won the penalty shootouts as well. Like 2 back-to-back penalty shootouts, people are going to be asking questions. Portugal won the Euros in 2016 under Cristiano Ronaldo through pretty fortunate means. They grinded out penalty shootouts, scored an extra time winning goal. Greece in 2004, very similar case.
We've been calling it a Cinderella story from the word go. Some of the players he's been able to take down. Yes, these two have played before in the Swiss rounds. Zezinho did win 6-1, but that could honestly be forgotten. This is knockout football now.
I think as well it just goes to show how dominant, there we go, got the word out in the end, of a nation Germany are. When you've got people such as Lukas making console finals who sort of come out of nowhere.
Zezinho.
That's beautiful.
It's Mbappe. That could be dangerous. It will be as well. Literally out of nowhere in this console final, Zezinho will take the lead. And just this streak of not conceding goals will continue. That's 29 now he's registered since he put his hand on the controller here in Paris. 29 goals he scored, and R9, it's one of those, it gets in the box, it's played inside, and it's always going to be a goal.
Yeah, the build-up to the goal was actually really, really good from Zezinho. Down the line, the L2 fake shot where you just move the ball between both of your feet. A La Croqueta then as well, driven pass inside. And R9 swiveling on the ball. For a second I thought it was a back heel. But just contorting his body and putting Zezinho into a great position here, 1-0 up, just before half-time.
Perfect time to get a goal in a console final. Added time of just 2 minutes. The only goal coming so far from R9. Who said Zezinho representing Benfica. The Portuguese football giants have now entered the world of FIFA esports, and hasn't been a bad first few months for them as the half-time whistle blows.
And Zezinho right now seems to be, you see the possession, 61% in the favour of Lukas, but he seems to be just, he's levelled up, if that sort of makes sense. You were always the Neely man. He was always the person who you thought might do something. He might progress through the E-Champions League and get into a final, but he lost against Nightwatch. He might go into a cross-console final in Manchester, but he lost against Ice Vogel. He's always been the person that nearly did it. This right here is the unbelievable opportunity that he's been dreaming of to get into a cross-console final. Playing against a player who's ranked 336th in the Global Series rankings. You can't think of a much better scenario for him, but on the other side of that, Lukas has got such a good opportunity in front of him to make a name for himself.
Especially, as you said, Richard, this is the furthest that Zezinho has ever been in a tournament. Sorry, the joint furthest he's ever been. He's been in PlayStation 4 console finals before. This is the third time over the last few years of competitive FIFA. If he can win this, he will be a PlayStation 4 champion for the first time, and the very first time for Benfica. Not just the pride of doing so, but the points attached to it, the money attached to it. A lot of money up for grabs here. $30,000 for winning this game. Guaranteed. And that's if you lose the grand final.
It just seems to be going from strength to strength. Does Zezinho in this tournament?
It's a great ball into R9. Patient build-up from the Brazilian. Lovely drag back. There's the finish. Wicked deflection. You'd have hated to see that nestle into the back of the net.
I think if you saw him yesterday as well, doing the interview with Jill, when he was a little bit emotional. That's not the case today.
Oh, no.
That's
wow.
off the line somehow.
Goal line technology might have even been needed for a second there. Cristiano Ronaldo literally off the line, cleared away by Lukas. Attack not dealt with yet. Johan Cruyff in possession, a few ball rolls to try and open up some sort of space. Ronaldo shot fires in and straight into the crowd from Kylian Mbappe.
Well, I was saying, a little bit emotional yesterday was Zezinho. Today he's come for business. He's come to do a job. He's come to make a cross-console final. He looks focused, he looks driven. And above all else, he's in a winning position right now.
I don't think a lot of people know as well the travel that some of these Brazilian players have to go through to get to these EU events. I think Zezinho was telling me it's like 2 flights and a coach journey. It's like a day of travelling.
Sounds like me trying to get to Paris from Manchester.
One too many connections. Zezinho. Currently leading by a goal to nil. Lukas, fake shot. Oh, he's tucked it round the corner as well. For a second, I thought I saw something time red.
It was time red, the shot. The scoop turn coming in from Kylian Mbappe, and I've been talking about it all weekend long. First time skill moves when the ball's coming into your feet. It came into him, scoop turn round the corner, and then the finesse shot in the near post. It might be time red, but Team Kylian Mbappe is still going to convert.
And Lukas just telling everyone watching at home, don't sleep on me. There's a reason why I'm in this console final. It might have been back-to-back penalty shootouts against Curtadilo and then against Principe. Ranking does not matter. He's in a console final and he's just equalised. With just under 30 minutes left in this first leg. The first goal that Zezinho has conceded in knockout football as well. That's surely going to give him some sort of confidence.
How often do we talk about it though? One opportunity at an event is all you need.
That's nice from Cruyff. I'll get around the corner eventually. Still trying to hassle fellow Dutchman and defender Virgil van Dijk. You really have explained there, Richard, how big of an opportunity this is. You're not going to get a lower ranked player in a console final ever.
Not only that, but in terms of Lucas's perspective, he's coming into this tournament. This is the opportunity that he's had. He's come in, he's qualified online, he's been grinding away, and he's made the absolute most of what's in front of him.
One tournament can change everything. We've seen that over the last few years. We've seen it this year. The likes of Umit, Olelito. Players announcing themselves to the world of FIFA esports alongside some of the greats, as we saw in the Xbox console final. What a game that was. The Sari currently waits in a grand final for one of these two to join him in a match worth $50,000. The Sari be watching in the wings to find out who will be joining him. Lukas with chance. On his far hand side, he's got two players pressing him, Mbappe and Andy Robertson.
Holding the ball really nicely here is Lukas, just keeping it ticking over from left to right.
Oh, that's nice from Ronaldo. Opens up some sort of space for him, but then that pass was just too predictable.
A little bit rushed as well. You're keeping the ball on the edge of the box. You're waiting for opportunities and areas to open up, and then you just try and you almost panic a little bit and just try and cram it into a gap. You see the potential opening and maybe a little bit of blood rushing to the head. That's a beautiful pass.
He's onside as well, Cristiano Ronaldo. Doesn't matter though, because he can't get past Roberto Carlos, and something you've been pointing out, Richard, how deadly crosses can be. Will we see that from Zezinho over these two legs?
In the right area, against the right fullback with the correct and strong, powerful attacking players. It can certainly be an avenue of scoring.
Yet to see it in this console final. 5 minutes away from the first leg being concluded. 1-1 the scoreline. Frankie de Jong towards the back post. We've seen Alisson sometimes tip them over. Collects it this time. Alisson's been pretty interesting, I'd say.
I mean, he's pulled out some unbelievable saves. He's provided us with really good highlights as well for a lot of these players. Just in that last game on its own as well, with Desari and Tex. Alisson, unreal in the sticks. As you see the bench there, Zidane, who came on to change the game for MS Desari in that last Xbox final. Can you do the same here?
Well, the players as well to step up and take a penalty. That game did go to a penalty shootout after 2 legs and extra time. Nothing could separate those two giants other than a penalty shootout. MS Desari winning that one. This game all square at 1-1 at the moment. Zezinho did take the lead early on, but Lukas was able to reply. Via R9, a little fake shot, as you said, round the corner. Might have been time red, but it didn't matter.
He's waiting for the last attack here, is Lukas. Playing it around the back. Probably getting flashbacks to the game against Principe in the first leg, where he conceded in the 90+2. Making sure that that possibility cannot arise again.
Elastico from Ronaldo, accelerated fake shot. Can he get past Robertson? He has. Watch that cutback. Originally just thought, just do it first time. Wanted to delay it though, and delayed it for too long. Referee blows for full time. Leg one. We're all square at 1-1 between these two. Zezinho and Lukas, nothing to separate them at the halfway point in these two legs. You can see that would have been the goal for R9 that did get Zezinho underway. It's just that deadly area to get into, Richard. Get down your wings. If you can get down the byline with an elastico, whatever you want to do, a drag back to open up some sort of space, get the ball into that kind of penalty area where you're going to see an R9, you're going to see your Sabio there, and 9 times out of 10 it is a guaranteed finish. You
see discussions there between player and coach. We actually saw him a couple of weeks ago at the Eredivisie, Brandon, I believe, with part of that Team Heracles roster.
I mean, they must have seen what he was all about, Benfica, because
picked him up.
It's about a week after that tournament, so he got picked up in quite a few days, and he has been a very vocal character. I believe he goes by the name of Legend Fraud. And I think it was yesterday, Zezinho scored a huge goal in the knockouts.
He went mental.
He went insane. Crazy celebration, more than Zezinho has. Zezinho very much a relaxed character, of course. We saw the outpour of emotion from him yesterday when he did make it through to Championship Sunday. And you often ask why. There's so much on the line for these guys. There'll be many Brazilians watching at home as well, family and friends. Zezinho said his mum was even watching him compete. I'm sure she's watching right now.
It's also, you're not only playing for yourself, you're playing for your friends and family. Players like Zezinho, you might be helping people out at home. You don't know what sort of backgrounds that people are from. So we just see a number of prize money awarded to a player, but that it can go so far in helping people's lives. Not only in FIFA and as an e-sport, but down to the core of people's livelihoods. This can change careers. This could set him up for an entire year. This could help so many people in his life. And that's why you see the emotion coming out of him.
A few changes before we jump back into the second leg of this game. As we said, currently 1-1. What a story it has been for Lukas this weekend. One of the lowest ranked players in the tournament. He won't beat ranked 336 any more coming out of this one, Richard. He'll jump up many spots into the top 16, into the top 10. If he can get a grand final spot, he will be certainly really challenging those top 5 spots in the PS4 rankings for him. For Zezinho, already sits 17th, 938 points to his name. Wins this, gets into a grand final. Close to 3,000 points, Richard.
Yeah, unbelievable turnaround, isn't it, for Zezinho if he does go on to win this game, pick up the 2K points. Pretty much guarantee yourself a grand final spot as well. Will Zezinho
pull it? Frankie de Jong, Zezinho kicking from left to right in this first half. Of course, Lukas from right to left. There's a chance, it's R9 again, he's onside. And it's that man to score another goal for Zezinho. He did it straight away in the first leg, able to score again in the second. And the Brazilian icon scoring for the Brazilian FIFA player of Benfica. Early goal, 5 minutes on the clock. Zezinho back in front.
And it's Zezinho straight from kickoff, coming hard into this second leg. You saw him just on the edge of the box, waiting. Was Zezinho essentially combining a number of different skills there, strafe dribbling, shielding on the edge of the box, waiting for the opportunity to arise where he can just fire it into R9's feet. You don't even have to take a touch. You can just shoot first time with him. I'm not on board this. R9 sort of brigade of players who aren't using him. I think he's too valuable not to use.
He's proved his worth, Richard, not once but twice for Zezinho, scoring the 2 goals for him so far in this console final.
Looks like Zezinho, another advocate of Vieira at centre-back alongside Virgil van Dijk, with Frenkie and Ruud, the Dutch dream partnership.
Playing a very high line, Zezinho there. Got quite fortunate that the ball from Virgil van Dijk across to Vieira didn't actually get intercepted by R9. Sure, he quickly forgot that one, though. No, he's Sabio on the field, though. For Zezinho, it will be Johan Cruyff and R9 involved in that 4-2-3-1. Obviously, one will be a cam. It looks like R9 will be the out-and-out striker. Oh, no! Back to R9! It's horrible to see. But those are the mistakes you just don't make on the biggest of stages. It's been a question mark we've been asking of Lukas over these 3 days, especially in knockout football. The mistakes, Richard. You can't make those mistakes.
That's just inexcusable. You can't get away with that. I don't want to say that he's bottling it a little bit, but the Principe game, the Curta Diallo game, 2 penalty shootouts in a row. There's mistakes that are being made that you cannot defend. You just don't do that. You don't roll the ball out. You know how the ball gets rolled out. You know that he puts it in front of him and rolls it.
Well, the awareness from Zezinho to even question that R9 could latch onto that. It's ludicrous from Lukas to make that mistake, Richard. Now he's 2 goals down. It's a gift for R9. He will double his goal tally in this game.
Especially in the second leg as well. You sort of see players usually tighten up more in the second leg from what we've seen in this tournament. And you're just giving all the marbles to Zezinho and saying, you go and win this game.
Mbappe. Oh, 9. Just goes to ground. Apparently a 3 kick the other way.
He's gave him all the help he could need. He's gave him a helping hand, if anything.
A chance, literally like, go on, go to the grand final. Will be the furthest that Zezinho has gone in a FUT Champions Cup. That'll be 3rd time lucky as well. After those tournaments, as you said, all the way back in Manchester, FIFA 18, a console final against another German. Eisvogel lost that one.
This isn't lucky for Zezinho. He's been grinding. I remember watching him FIFA 17. We did a qualifier for the FIWC Grand Finals in Los Angeles. He was there with his mum. He qualified for that event, and seeing how much it meant to him. This is not a one tournament, one day. This is a process over 3-4 years of grinding, of hard work for Zezinho. And he's just one over hundreds of players who dream of this opportunity.
As we said, another console final was in Singapore last year against Houston. It's the M10 Houston back there now. Future FC Houston did win that game. He might have had success as well in the E-Champions League. Crashed out in the semi-finals, out in Madrid, made the top 8. But this will be a tournament to remember, Richard. If he can just hold on to this, there is still 45 minutes left. Of course, there is time for Lukas. It'll be a tournament to remember.
If he turns this game around, I will be shocked. It'll be a fantastic comeback for Lukas. Is it one game too far potentially for him? Chance for Zezinho now. He scores again.
You literally might as well start putting Zezinho's name in that grand final in writing. 3 goals to pull back in 45 minutes. I just wouldn't see it happening, Richard. Would be too much of a task to ask.
Certainly possible, but we'd have to see the second half of dreams for Lukas.
That's a great ball, Andy Robertson. Able to pick that one up. Added time of just 2 minutes. This would kill off that game. Frankie de Jong couldn't get that ball into R9 that he was praying he could.
Yeah, if Zezinho scores again and he gets another goal, he's running away with this game. But that over the top ball, you never know. You never know where the bounce might go. It might be a little bit aloof. Over the top. But as it stands, look at those stats. Possession, 57%. 2 shots, 2 goals for Zezinho. 94% passing accuracy. A dominant first half performance from the Brazilian.
What's on the other side of that, Richard? Yet to see a shot registered in this game. It was a mistake from Lukas that did allow R9 to have a simple tap in.
You can hear the communication there between the 2 players and their respective coaches.
I believe on the right-hand side of the screen, Zezinho, they were talking in English. I was trying to listen in to something that was being said on the other side. Of course, fluent German.
Not your strong point.
Yeah. Definitely not. Back underway. Last 45 minutes. Well, that mistake pay to be one of the biggest factors to why Lukas crashes out in a console final. What an amazing tournament, honestly, it has been for him. No one expected him to be in a console final. When you look at the list of talent on the PlayStation that qualified for this. But he's gone about his business quietly. Penalty shootouts are involved in knockout football. He's just been a surprise for the tournament, really. On the other side of that for Zezinho, it's been knockout tournament football for him, where he didn't concede a goal up to this point. He scores again. It certainly will be game over. Can he find that ball into Johan Cruyff? He was trying to put all the pressure in the world onto Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah, Zezinho just looking for that little ball round the corner there as Lukas comes forward once again.
All the changes he's made. Beg to pay the difference. Kevin De Bruyne. The CDMs that has been back for him, and Carlos, they're the 2 major changes we would have said we've seen to this team from Lukas.
Do you think it just looks a little bit slow at the minute for Lukas? Seems a little bit pedestrian in the final third.
He's just really struggling to break down
It's a good
Zezinho.
opportunity.
Doesn't concede goals, Zezinho.
It's not going to be a free kick. A quick one. It's going to be something off of the training ground potentially.
Coming into this game, Richard, over 6 legs of FIFA, Zezinho didn't concede a goal. He's been very hard to break down.
Ridiculous stats, really. He's always been a player that his press has been fantastic. I remember Tom Lees last year when they matched at the E-Champions League. Match to go to Madrid. Zezinho beat Tom then. And I remember Tom coming off and just saying, once he'd reflected on the game, his pressing off of the ball is one of the best that I've played against. In FIFA 20 as well, where you can sort of, your opponent is able to sort of soak up the pressure. If you can get at them and really press them high up the pitch, it's a valuable asset to have.
You can see his coach there for Zezinho.
Said, I'm too afraid to say anything about free kicks. I'll let you deal with this one.
I mean, I reckon I could do that as a coach. Yeah, you just take it however you want to. Going to be 3 players over. This is played short anyway. It won't be a direct finish. I think for Zezinho, it will honestly be a case. Picking up the possession as he did. Defended that one well. Didn't really have anything to worry about, really, did he?
Yeah, you just sort yourself, Zezinho. Go on.
Lukas played it short. You'd maybe expect a direct finish, but you understand it.
Central as well. The free kick.
You understand it from Lukas not to take the risk there of the shot on goal. Don't often see him go in with the goalkeeper movement being a factor. It's difficult to really get into the back of the net unless it's barring in or
just up and over straight in the corner like we saw with Trent Alexander-Arnold score a couple over the weekend. 25 minutes left for Lukas. There's got to be a change in the way that he's playing right now.
He's made one sub.
Just seems all too casual at the minute. Zezinho is happy to sit back, leading by 2 goals, and then just play on the counter.
Well, maybe he heard me. He's paused it again. Wants to make some more subs, but I just don't know if he'll see a pause for a while. And if he does, it might be after he's just conceded. Cruyff couldn't hold on for that one for too long. 20 minutes left to keep yourself in this tournament. Can he continue this Cinderella story? He's already guaranteed 1,400 Global Series points. Add that to the 120 he's got already. He can book his plane ticket to the playoffs. Still a lot more work to do before a grand final spot, but he will be back at the next FUT Champions Cup. That is guaranteed.
Zezinho systematically breaking this game up into sections.
Sadio Mane
game over.
Put this game to bed. Cruyff into one, and off the bar.
And a miss like that could give Lukas the injection of...
Going to be onside as well.
Goodwill.
Going to be Mbappe. Get that ball across the goal. It goes in. We got a game on our hands. 12 minutes left. End-to-end FIFA. Zezinho hits the bar down one end. And on a counter-attack, Lukas will respond.
That's how quickly you can go from one end to the other. Zezinho should see out the game. He should go 4-1 up, and he should be in the cross-console final, I should say, against MS Tisari. He should be thinking towards what he's going to be playing. In about 6 seconds, he's launched the ball 65 yards up the other end of the pitch, got down the byline, cut it back, and now Lukas is only 1 goal away from sending into extra time as he goes 3-4-1-2 and throws everything he has and the kitchen sink at Zezinho.
Well, he certainly said that he's been the surprise package here in Paris this weekend across all of the knockout games. Has he got enough left in him though, Richard? You often say people play their final before they get there.
I mean, this is the opportunity to go. This is where you have to run for the hills if you are Lukas. You see the custom tactics being changed right there.
See the attacking change he's going to be making as well. 3 at the back. You can see the injection of pace. Sadio Mane will be coming on that left-hand side.
Stay forward on pretty much all of his midfield as well.
Pele's completely fresh as well, Richard.
Alberto coming into centre-back, and they've got Mane, Pele introduced for Lukas.
If this happens, this will be remarkable. Extra
He's
time
got Eusebio back on.
Would be needed. As he said, he's made that other change to be back on Eusebio. You need a bit of a valid point to sub off some of these players, as we've discovered this weekend. Well, 10 minutes left in this PlayStation 4 console final. Zezinho nearly put the game to bed.
Should have put the game to bed, and he's gone for a long switch and gave the ball away. Lukas will come.
He's got numbers forward as well. White shirts are running forward. He's giving it back to him. Sadio Mane, completely fresh off the bench. And everyone back for Zezinho. 8 minutes remain. Surely not. This will be remarkable. Ball into R9. It's slightly too heavy. Very composed. Well played from Zezinho, but gives possession back.
I wouldn't say composed, I'd say panicking. He just pinged it into no man's land.
Defending for his life is the Brazilian.
It's
Back to
all over.
Ronaldo. Oh, what a ball! Oh, I thought that was the ball.
Alisson clutches onto it for his life.
What is this? The risk that Zezinho is taking. Could be through. Watch out for Kevin De Bruyne here. If he can get that ball into him, he's going to hold on to it with Cristiano Ronaldo. Just 2 minutes of normal time left, plus stoppage time. Zezinho hanging into this game. He's giving possession straight back to Lukas. One more chance for the German to go forward.
He's making it a lot harder, Zezinho, than he should right now. The composure that we talked about has gone out of the window. And he's on DEFCON 5 right now. Panic stations go.
Well, many people would have asked questions of this man, Lukas, coming into this tournament. Was it luck? Was it fluke? Well, has he deserved to be in this console final? It's defended well, and Zezinho shows that outpour of emotion we've been waiting to see from the Brazilian. The console final curse is broken, and on the third time of asking, he will be in a grand final. Zezinho will be there, setting up an unbelievable grand final against MS Desari here in Paris. Wow.
What a reaction from Zezinho. You can see how much it means to him. The official FUT Champions Cup Stage 4 PlayStation champion. He finally got over the hurdle that was in his way from over, what, 3 years from FIFA 18 to now. He's always gone out at the last stage before he could call himself a champion. He's now got the right to say that, and he's got a cross-console final with MS Desari coming up.
It's in the books, Richard, a $50,000 game. Of course, our last match here from FUT Champions Cup Stage 4 in Paris. Commiserations to Lukas. It really was a fairy tale story from the German. One of the lowest ranked players on the Global Series rankings coming into this tournament. He just goes and proves to anyone. If you make a FUT Champions Cup, you're good enough to do anything.
And now we could potentially be seeing the progression of Lukas from Germany. He's going to be in FUT Champions Cup Stage 5 in Bucharest, as well as the FIFA Global Series Masters. But it's all Zezinho. What a performance.
What a performance, Richard. Again, third time of asking in the console final. He does enough to make it to the grand final up against MS Desari. He must be over the moon. He's catching up with Gillian right now.
Finally, a console title for you. You told me earlier today you were hoping third time was the charm, and it was.
Yeah, third time is the charm. I was nothing confident coming into this tournament. I was playing bad at home, but now I came here and everything turned on. I'm playing unreal, and it's amazing.
And you're in the grand final now, so would you say your confidence has changed?
Yeah, now I feel like I don't have any more pressure. I'm playing the best, in my opinion, in history of FIFA. So I just want to play him.
We saw you so emotional. We loved it, jumping off the stage. Can you kind of take me through your emotions of those final moments? Because it got so close.
Yeah, when I missed the chance with Ronaldo, I was not feeling pressure over there, but in the counter he scores, and sometimes that's just how the game is. And so I think that's just me getting my emotions out of my body.
Oh, we loved it. So the grand final, it's going to be you and MS Desari. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, and I'm looking forward to play him.
All right, we look forward to it. We'll see you in a little bit.
See ya.
Thank you. All right, well, you heard it. Zezinho, MS Desari, the guys at the desk, Mike LaBelle, Chew Boy, and Kevin Egan, they're going to break down that and so much more after the break.